Hey guys, today we're just going to go ahead and catch up on the Nisite case study from the P24 blogging method. We are month 14, June 2022. So I did do some changes overall to the layout. Some of it was just to organize and better present the data faster and more efficiently. Hopefully show history over time more as opposed to just 1 month at a time. We're in month 14. The P24 estimate would be 35,000 page views, $945 in income, and a total of almost $2,400 made. If you didn't have a seasonal niche, I'm betting that it would be very viable with decent selection on topics to be close to that. I am going to be short of that, but I am starting to accelerate a lot moving into this peak seasonal time. And from this point forward, every single month is basically just 5 posts that get added. It's my choice whether I go for longer or shorter content. There's only 5 posts each month, so my cost should dip a lot. I should see a tremendous flip on the amount I am currently in the hole for over the next couple months as everything ramps up. I hope to get back to a zero balance before the end of the season hits. Worst case, hopefully by Christmas, I'm back to zero or better overall in the project as a whole. I didn't build any buyers content, but the 2 that I have done look to be doing better, and I'm getting sales from Amazon starting towards the end of this month that I'll show you guys in just a bit. So I am considering writing a few more of those in specific areas where I see it as being weak. I just want to make sure that if it's on Amazon, that it's worth at least $200 to $400 per purchase, so that the income per sale is worthwhile. Making buyer's guide post for a $25 item means I make 40 cents, which means I'd have to sell thousands of items to basically make up the time I spent making it. So this is one of the new pages, the profit and loss. I saw in lots of other people's stuff a better timeline version as opposed to month, so I went and I realigned all of my data into this style sheet, so hopefully everybody likes this kind of data instead. And this way you can kind of see running income and where it's coming from. I did just add mediation basically in July. I've been fighting like other people have with AdSense to get accepted. They keep telling me that it was, whatever low value, whatever, generic phrase of the day the AdSense would come back with. So I am hoping that mediation will kick in at some point and start to give me some additional income from Google's side. And then you'll see Amazon jumped up tremendously. So you're going from a $12 month the month before to $105, and I do think it would be viable with Prime Day starting tomorrow and the 13th. I would hope that I will push past into that 250 plus range for Amazon. If I can do that, and if ads keep going, there's close possibility of $400 as a income for the next month. And if Prime Day goes excellent, maybe it pushes all the way to $500. But at the bottom you'll see the expenses. So instead of just listing out, I've merged everything. Then profit and loss is basically the expenses being taken off of the profit for the month. So I had the first actual profitable month this month, where I'm $90 over the cost that I put in. So I am hoping that between now and December, I'll burn off all of that $2,000 on the running P&L, and at that point I'll be just fully driving profit itself. That'll highly depend, I think, on when the season ends. When you use trends, it looks like it's August, which means I really have 2 more months to get out as much money as I can prior to things starting to slow down. Analytics, you'll see I grew overall in users, so we went up almost 100% from 4,300 to almost 8,000. And then page views, we almost broke 10,000, so going up from 5,000 to almost 9,500, which is all exactly what you would want. My issues here still are that it's really from like 3 or 4 posts that are really driving most of the traffic. I have to go figure out why those ones do, and if I can lean into them any heavier because there's a gap from somebody else, or how I can use that data to build my site up a teensy bit more. Search console, everything grew. So I doubled the clicks. I got almost double the impressions. The CTR is up a nice 0.6% overall, and the average position went up almost 2 spots overall. I mean, this is a win across the board for month over month. And then Discover is Discover. It makes no logical sense one way or the other. It comes based on people interested in your topic who searched on their Chrome browser and are scrolling and looking at that home page when they open Google to not a specific URL. It's exceedingly hit or miss. A lot of this has to do more with how you target phrases and finding those content that work to clickbaity people, along with a high quality image that kind of helps encourage a click. And SerpRobot, you'll see, this is where I'm happy overall. I've got 12 that grew into the top 3. That's why I think I got such a huge boost overall. The top 10 went up 13. My real concern still is that I have like 40 posts almost there that aren't even in the top 100. So my real plan is, I think when the season dies out, I'm going to go back through the 40 that aren't in the top 100 at all and start audit on those specific posts to see why I lost to the people who are in the top 10 and do some bulk editing in preparation for next year and to hopefully win all of them. Because if you're not in the top 10, those posts may as well almost not even count. So, I've got growth on stuff, so I'm hoping that it's just some delayed growth because of the seasonality, but anything that's not in the top 100 before this season ends is going to get a big rework. And then you'll see Amazon, this is what I was saying, the little sales are all from posts on my site. The bigger sales there towards the end are because my buyer's guide got ranked in the top 3. Once it made it into the top 3, sales started coming in near immediately. I am hoping that with a whole month of this, that I should, break that $300 to $500 for the month. With Prime Day, I feel like this is almost impossible not to get unless somehow the page gets tanked off of the top 10. I'm hoping it holds out because that would be some real nice money heading into the next report. And then for ads, I got $113, almost $114. And like I've said before, I don't have a sidebar, so I lose a little bit of money to not having any of those ads on the sidebar. But for now, I'm happy without it. The focus is on the main content and on hopefully anything that I put there as an affiliate or sales. We'll evaluate when the end of the season comes as to what my desktop numbers for view looks like. If it's significant, in that 40% range, then maybe I'll look at implementing a sidebar back into the content, carry forward to see if that can give me a significant bump in income. As it is, the EPMV at $11, really most of the traffic is from 4 posts. So I've got one that's really good, but it makes you wonder if the one that's really good, I think really has like a $7.50 EPMV. So while it provides traffic, it's not high paying traffic. I would rather have that than a page that than ranking for something that makes me $40 EPMV, but only has 10 visits. It's always a toss up one way or the other. And then this was new. A lot of people were listing sales stuff, but I was tired of them listing, the last month. Oh, well, my sales price based on how good my sales were last month would be, and that's not really true. Most of the time multiples going to be on the lower end using last 6 months, and if you show stability over 12 months and diverse incomes and diverse traffic sources, you get towards that 40 or higher multiplier much easier. So what I put here is just a realistic actual sales price. So direct to buyer would be using like escrow.com or just on Facebook with people you trust. Motion Invest would take in the fee. In either case, I'd almost be at a zero balance. My cost would almost be wiped out if I sold it right now. But the next month when I make $500, then the instantaneous last 6 months jumps dramatically, and all of a sudden it goes from being $2,400, $2,500 to $3,500. So really the feat here is to keep it up and build it up as much as you can. Look for a strong 6 months at least, or preferably a well-balanced 12 months, and understanding between you and the buyer that, like, especially on something that's seasonal like this, 12 months is going to be more normal because they're going to want to see what their actual average income is over a period of 12 months. So, the super high peaks along with the valleys of making money. As always, if you're interested in anything, I'd love to have people around. I'd love to show, realistic people making a website and not, somebody who can, generate 300 posts in a month. I'm not a content publisher. I'm a blogger. And I'm always interested in questions. I revamped this a lot, trying to make it appeal and provide better information. I'm always trying to understand if I'm missing something that would be helpful so I can add it back in. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them below. If you're interested in ads, I have another video coming on Azoic Basic again. My Azoic Basic site is making almost $40 RPM currently with under 10,000 page views. So there's some tremendous possibilities within Azoic systems. If ad placeholders appeal to you, they're basic, and their other ad system itself isn't a bad opportunity